Autism Rocks 14, presented by the Height Family Foundation, is a huge benefit in the fight against autism and raises money for the Ken Anderson Alliance. Sunday, February 19th from noon to 8 p.m. at Lori's Roadhouse in Westchester. Live music, a silent auction, plus personal appearances by local celebrities. Tons of fun and entertainment while raising money for the fight for people with disabilities. More information can be found on the Autism Rocks Cincinnati Facebook page or at kenandersonalliance.org.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to All Around Town Radio. It's our Whatever Wednesday, and today we've got some extremely special guests to be with us this afternoon. And I want to welcome into the program, we're going to look like the Brady Bunch, people. We are. It's going to be a lot of fun here. We're talking about Autism Rocks 14 today, and let's say hi to some people. Who's with me already? John Michael from Crown Watts, Pam from the Ken Anderson Alliance, DJ Dave Kale, who's been a long time Autism Rocks dude, and Johnny Fink from Johnny Fink and the Intrusion, and the Billy from Billy Rock Band. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Everybody say hi, man. It's loose here. You know, we can talk.
Hey. Hello.
Hey, ho, ho, ho.
Good to have you with us today. Ken will be joining us in a little bit. For those of you that are joining us to watch Ken Anderson come on the show here and talk about this great event that goes on every year. But why don't we lead in with a little bit? Dave or Pam, one of the two of you, let's talk about why we're doing this event again. Autism Rocks 14 coming at us.
I'll go ahead and let Dave take that with the history.
All right, Dave.
Pam, I'm going to let you do that because I'm on the phone with Kenny trying to help him get a link so that he can get in the call.
All right. He's linked in before. It should work for him.
Well, I'm sending it to him right now. Pam, go ahead while I work on getting Kenny in the call.
All right. So this is our 14th year with Autism Rocks. We started it with Dave and his son, Parker, when Parker was about 8 years old. Dave was looking for ways and struggling with medicals for all friends who have autism, which we all know that all of our people who have disabilities struggle with finding resources, good resources that are affordable for everybody. So he started the benefit, and then about 8 years ago, he turned it over to Ken Anderson Alliance, and we've been part of it ever since. And for those who don't know, and I'll let Ken tell his story, but Ken does have a nephew who is autistic. So Ken has a big part in this.
All right, and we're working on getting Ken linked up here. He's having a little struggle on the link up side. But Pam, certainly you're very involved in this event, and there are all kinds of things going on. And we're going to kick off this event on February the 9th on a Thursday night at the Bell and the Bear. That's your lead-in 10-day kickoff, right?
Absolutely. Karis has been overwhelmingly supportive in everything we've done. And it's a great group. All you guys are out there on Thursday. I can't think of a better place that I would like to kick off this event every year. So this will be our third year kicking off the event out at Bell and the Bear.
All right. Dave, how we doing with Kenny? Are we getting him in here? Dave?
I'm texting with him. He said, I just sent him the links. So hopefully he'll be in here in just a second.
Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get him on here because he's so much fun to talk to always. Bengal great. Ken Anderson should be joining us shortly, but this has got a wonderful band lineup. This is a day of togetherness. It's a day of supporting those that the Ken Anderson Alliance supports, but it's also a day of music. And I've got three musical guests on today, and I'm going to start with the top right up there. For me, your left. Sorry, guys. I'm struggling in Ohio. Johnny Fink, tell us about being a part of this, brother. You've been a part of it last year, too.
Yeah, actually, Scott, I think this is the fourth year I've been involved. I started becoming involved several years ago through my friend Sonny Mormon. And we played at this event as the Four Aces several years ago, and I've been a part of it in one way, shape, or form ever since. So I just can't speak highly enough about Dave and the organization and the good things that they do for people that are, like she said, struggling with resources. So it's the least we can do as a musical community, get out there and let everybody have fun and raise some money for a great cause.
All right, well, let's come back to the music in just a minute because Ken has joined us here. Let's see if we can get Kenny in here. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good to have you with us again, Ken, on the program. And we just got started talking about Autism Rocks 14. Pam gave us a little bit of a backgrounder there, did a great job with that. But, you know, you've got this alliance, which is so supportive to folks in the greater Cincinnati area and actually the tri-state area. You want to give a little background into that for those that don't know. And, you know, if you don't know who this guy is, people, it's Bengal great Ken Anderson. He's here with us today. Thanks for being here.
Well, the pleasure's mine, but, you know, we had, my wife and I have a nephew that's severely autistic. And, you know, which was always a challenge for his parents growing up. And he had bouts of violence. And I was there to witness his going after his father. And his dad said, "Can you just go outside?" And I was out there for a few minutes and went in and saw them, you know, clenched together. And my brother's T-shirt ripped off and blood. And I got in between and diffused the situation. And, of course, you know, 2 minutes later, our nephew Drew, "I'm sorry. And then one morning at 5 o'clock, he went after his mother when she wouldn't get up and fix him breakfast right then. And luckily, my brother-in-law was home and realized he just really couldn't live at home anymore. And he was 18, and they found a facility in Pedro, Ohio. And it was 10 cabins, 10 boys in each cabin, and he kind of thrived in that situation. And when you become 22, you age out of the system, and a lot of things aren't available for you. And they started looking at group homes down in that area. And as my sister-in-law said, I wouldn't let my dog live in some of them. And so started looking at other options. And that was the idea to come that let's build a community for him to live somewhere, you know, like he was down in Pedro, Ohio. We can make it a lot nicer than that. And that was in 2014. And then in 2016, the mayor of Cincinnati called me, and there was another group of Down syndrome parents doing something very similar. And we had a meeting, and the synergy was outstanding. We formed a Ken Anderson Alliance from those two groups. And so we are operating today and making a difference in the lives of adults with disabilities.
Well, that is fantastic. And I will tell you that this event is so well known across the tri-state area as being one of the premier events of the year. And you bring in, Ken, I've got to give you props, because you bring in a host of amazing celebrity people that come in, and they do that for you. They do. I've talked to most of them there, and they do it because of the love for you and your history with Cincinnati. And, you know, you guys have had some amazing people from the Bengals, the Reds there. That's cool for the people that come and get to see this event.
Well, you know, I can't speak highly enough of my former teammates and how they've supported us. And, you know, you look why the Bengals are successful the last couple of years is because of the closeness of those teams. Well, we had that back, you know, in the 70s and 80s as well. And these guys continue to support us. And David does a great job. He kind of supplements the athletes with I think we got a magician coming this year, and you know, a whole host of other things. Usually he's got some former cheerleaders that are going to be there. So it's you know, this is one of my fun days. And you know, if you haven't been there and to come, and the music is unbelievable. And I don't know if you've already gone over the list of bands that they're going to play, but the quality of the music is outstanding, and you're kind of mesmerized by it. And then all the things that go on around it. And, you know, the Cincinnati has got so many great musicians and bands, and to have these guys come out and support us on their time, it's, you know, they're performing a lot of nights a week, and they take out a Sunday afternoon to come be with us. I can't say enough for those guys and girls and the job that they do to help us out.
Well, we thank you for that as well. And it's going to be a wonderful event this year. And there's so much to talk about. We've got several of the musicians on with us. Like I said, John Michael from Crown Watts, Billy from Billy Rock Band, Johnny Fink from Johnny Fink and the Intrusion are with us today. And that's just to name a few. And at the end of the show today, we'll put up the banners of all the bands that are going to be playing. We'll run down that list again. And we threw that video up, the promo video at the beginning of the show today. And it kind of sums it all up about what that day's all about. And if you saw any of the pictures in that video, you know it's a day of fun for everyone. You can bring the kids. It's a good time. There's a lot of things going on there. It's kind of like a 3-ring circus all day long.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, you know, if for general admission for adults is $25, and you're not going to get any better at entertainment, you know, from noon to 8 o'clock and everything that's going on for $25 anywhere in the city. I promise you that. To go see these guys, and any one of these guys in concert, you're going to spend a lot more than that. And here you get all of them for $25, and it is a great day. And like I say, unfortunately, I couldn't be there last year. It was our first year at Lori's Roadhouse, but I had just had back surgery and I wasn't traveling too well at that point in time. So I can't wait to get out and see the venue this year.
Yeah, it's an outstanding venue. It's a huge venue with plenty of room, and the sound, the lighting, everything's just perfect for this type of event. And what I love the most too is the interaction between all your I guess we'll call them celebrity friends or former players and all the folks that are there. And I enjoyed watching the auction items take place because you had some Bengals players bidding on a football signed by another Bengal player and trying to run the bid up and those kind of things. It was so much fun to watch. And I think Joe Burrow's jersey last year, what did it go for, Dave? What was that one? Or Pam? How much did that jersey bring last year?
Well, it actually went for 6. Unfortunately, when he got home, his wife was not happy because there was someone who was willing to pay 10 and he wouldn't give it up. But yeah, it was quite fun. Yeah, we hope to have a Sam Hubbard autographed jersey there this year.
All right. And before I get into the musician side, let's talk for a minute. So many people always want to know, and people that haven't been there, when there is a fundraising event that goes on, they always ask, well, where does the money go and how much goes to overhead? And you hear all those things, Tell us about this and where does this money actually go that is raised at Autism Rocks?
You want to go ahead with that, Pam?
Yeah, we have several programs at Ken Anderson Alliance, and Ken Anderson Alliance is a music-based mission. So we have 3 programs that are specific with music. Our day program is our band, Melodic Connections. We have recently started our music therapy group, which is open to 18 and above adults. They come in to our facilities and play. They have drum circles. We have local musicians who volunteer to come in as special guests and play with our friends. So we actually have 3 programs dedicated to music alone. The other ones we do is called our Engage program. So we're all about live, work, and engage. So Engage are our programs for 18 and over, where they go out into the community and enjoy the things that you and I enjoy. They enjoy concerts, games, football, musicals, plays, the zoo, everything that you and I normally do that we can just open the door and walk out. However, our friends need assistance and they also need chaperones. So those are our 3, the live, work, and engage. Live is going to be our community that Ken is designing along with the board of Ken Anderson Alliance. And that is the one that will be out there in Mount Healthy area. And that one, I believe, is scheduled to break ground in 2025. But we will have exciting updates at Autism Rocks as to what that community is going to look like.
Yeah, and if you go to KenAndersonAlliance.org, you can take a virtual tour of what this community is going to be like. And we all have choices on where we would like to live, and we want to give these adults outstanding choices as well in a safe, supportive, affordable community environment.
Well, and like I said, it's a fantastic event. I was glad to be a part of it last year, and I'm going to be a part of it again this year. And Autism Rocks 14, everybody, for those of you watching or those of you watching after the live, if you haven't seen the date on that, February 19th, it's a Sunday, noon to 8 p.m. It's at Lori's Roadhouse in Westchester. And you're certainly going to want to be there for this event. It's so much going on. Let me bump to Dave Kale just a minute. DJ Dave, you've been with this since the get-go. You're one of the founding fathers, man. How's it feel to be on the 14th one of these?
This is because when we first started this was just supposed to be a benefit to help get Parker's medical fund started so that he could start his therapies. And to see 14 of them now, this is special. I never imagined it would go on for this long, and I hope it goes on for a lot longer.
Yeah, and we've had Parker on the program before. He's amazing, and I love hanging out with Parker and watching just the interaction he loves with people and all that when you come to these events, Dave. It's very special, man. Are you with me? I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah, we'll get him to go over and wave before this. Yeah.
Dogs, we've got everything going on here.
Oh, I don't know. That's my puppy in the background. His mom came home.
I love it. Hey, let me bump to John Michael from Crown. John, how are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having me. This is a blast.
Glad to have you with us, brother. And you guys play precision rock music. I mean, I've heard Crown Watts. If you haven't heard Crown Watts, it's one of the bands that's in this lineup, and they have picked a stellar lineup. Let me tell you, folks, as we go through this at the end of the show, you're going to be amazed at the folks who are playing in this event. But Crown Watts, is this your first time a part of this, or have you been a part of it before, John?
No, it's our first time being a part of this, and we were thrilled to get the call. I went to it last year. It was kind of the first time I've ever went, and then it was also interesting to see Laurie's Roadhouse for the first time because it was rather new then. So it was a learning experience on both ends. I was completely impressed by not only the space that's available there and just how awesome that was, but also to the mission and purpose. And when we were asked to be a part of it, there was no hesitation. We were thrilled to be a part of it, and what I love about our music community that everybody's just aligned in the same way. Everybody wants to give back, and I think when you come, any musical taste will really be satisfied there because really it's going to cover the dial, and I love it. You know, we're going to be kind of the prog rock side of it. You know, there's going to be pop, there's going to be dance, there's going to be country, there's going to be blues. It's going to be really cool, and everybody mixes and plays well together, and we're part of a really awesome musical community here, which we are very proud to be a part of.
Well, Crown Watts, and I'm calling everybody a headliner for this act. There's no true headliner. It's everybody is a headliner from noon until 8 o'clock at night, man. I mean, these bands, you're going to want to come and stay for the day. Billy Rock, how are you, man?
I'm great. Thanks again for having me.
I'm glad to have you here. Let's talk about your involvement in this as well, because I was glad to see your name pop up on the lineup.
Well, thank you. You know, Dave has been such an amazing support to our music community for years now. And my only regret is that in the past, when he's asked, I've had conflicts, either been out of town with another act or had other bookings or conflicts that came into play, but we're going to be there this year, and I couldn't be happier to be a part of it.
Thank you. I appreciate you being here today also, and being part of this Brady Bunch lineup we have here with all the squares on the screen. Yeah. Johnny Fink, we were just getting started earlier about this, but I saw you play last year, and the Four Aces, that was a showstopper, buddy. What do you got in store this year with Johnny Fink and the Intrusion?
Well, I got a little trick up my sleeve, and her name is Gina, if you ever heard of her.
Oh, never heard of her. Yes. Love that girl.
Yeah, so she's going to come sing a few songs with us. But, we'll be doing a little bit of everything that we do, rock, blues, original stuff. And again, we're fortunate to be there. And I think the day after we played last year, I started texting Dave Cale and incessantly, and I think at one point he blocked me for about 6 months over the summer until he finally gave up and said, yeah, you can play again. So but again, we're just happy, like John Michael said, we're just honored to be here and happy to play.
Well, I talked to Bobby Joe from Stagger Lee on last Saturday night. I got to see him play, and he is so excited about being there as well. And we've got a special band that's opening the show called Melodic Connections. Can somebody tell the crowd out there a little bit about Melodic Connections?
Well, I'll kind of start it, and I'll let Pam jump in. But, she talked about our adult daycare, a lot of music-based. And so we have a lot of singers, a lot of musicians that are there on a day-to-day basis. And we have an unbelievable staff that works with our adults as far as music. And they have their band, Melodic Connections, and they're going to be performing. And I tell you, it's I'm out there on a regular basis, and when you're having a bad day, we go in the back where they're performing, and you see the unadulterated joy that our adults have making music with our staff, and it brings a smile to my face, tears to my eyes, and they make us so proud with what they're doing, and so they're going to be out there performing. And Pam, if you got a little more background on that, I'll let you tell that as well.
No, that's amazing. Yes, the group really is fantastic, and it is something to see if you haven't seen or be with them when they play. The way they look up to you guys as idols is amazing. How they like to imitate what you're doing. There are several musicians that have just watched you play a song, and they cannot read music, and they'll pick it up just from watching the video over, and over. So I don't know if you know how much of a part you are in their heart, but it is more than you can ever imagine, and hopefully you'll experience it that day. And we thank you, and they thank you. They really, really do. We couldn't do it without our musical community. And this year we have Scott. We've asked him to MC our event out there. So Scott will be out there all day with us. We're very proud and honored to have Scott as a part of our event this year as an MC.
Thank you, Pam. And let me tell you, Melodic Connection brought a tear to my eye, Ken, last year. When I watched that happen, that's magical. It really is. And they are so serious about their music, and it was great to see. It just warmed your heart. It was so fun.
But to watch our staff work with them, and plan for this is something amazing. And whether it's our staff in the back of the building, whether it's our engaged staff, whether it's our administrative staff, which I'll kind of include Pam on, we have the best people, the most caring people working for the Ken Anderson Alliance that you can believe. And I'm so proud of all of them.
Thank you. And it's a pleasure to have you with us as well today, Ken. And, every time you're on here and we talk about this, I just noticed this pride that oozes out of you about this organization. And, and you should be proud because you've created an awesome group. And obviously Autism Rocks is kind of like the icing on the cake for the Ken Anderson Alliance, the big event that goes on throughout the years.
Well, I am proud of it, proud of the number of adults that we're servicing and actually, making a difference in the community. And like I say, I'm going to be 74 shortly. And, once we cut the ribbon on that community, I may retire. I'm not really sure about that, but, I'll keep going pretty strong until then. But, this is one of our big fundraisers of the year. And for us to provide all these services and to help the number of people that we're helping would not happen without Autism Rocks. And so, like I say, everybody behind the scenes, and nobody is more behind the scenes than David to make sure that this thing goes, off like we want it to. But, I remember years ago, he talked about how it started. I think it was at Lebo's over on the East End, wasn't it, David, that you started this? Well, maybe he doesn't hear me, but anyway.
He's having trouble hearing us, yeah.
That was the first year that you and I met.
Yep. When he, and then realized.
You had a few of your people come in at the time, I think.
Dave, you're freezing up, my friend. Something's going on with your connection here.
But, and then David realizing that someday Parker was going to need what we were trying to do. And that's when we formed our partnership. And it's grown tremendously since then. And like I say, it's if you haven't been out there, I encourage you, come out Sunday on the 19th. It's a great music day. But, boy, it's a chance to meet some great people and have a wonderful time. And I guarantee you, if you don't get your $25 worth, I'll give it back to you.
There, you heard it here first, everybody. All right. But let me run. You segued right into the music, Ken. Thank you for that. And let's talk about it real quick. I'm going to run down the list of people. And if you're from the Cincinnati region, you're going to look at this list of bands and say, I'd pay $25 to see one of these bands. Okay. Not just the entire list. A lot of connections is going to be there. And that's an engaged program by the Ken Anderson Alliance. Varner Netherton Revival with Braden Raymer that's going to join him as well. We have Billy from the Billy Rock Band, and their band's going to be there on the stage. We're looking forward to that one. Then we're going country with Stagger Lee. They got several props going out to Ken Anderson Alliance last week at their show. So certainly looking forward to that. And then Johnny Fink and the Intrusion joining us, along with Crown Watts. And Crown Watts, unfortunately, your logo left me here. I just tried to pop it up, but your logo left. And ending up the night, the Bronson Arroyo Band. So that's a great lineup, people.
And I can't thank all of them.
Here's the logo for you, Scott.
Thank you. Hold on. Let me zoom in on that, John Michael. There we go.
There we go.
There you go.
Crown Watts joining us on that. Great. All right.
And then all of these guys, and the bands volunteering to do that. And like I said, that's kind of unheard of. And without these guys, I can't thank you all enough.
Glad to do it.
Dave just popped back in. I don't know. Dave, we're having connection issues with you, and I'm sorry for that. But can you hear me, Dave?
That's all right.
All right. Well, if you can hear me, just hang in there, and we'll try to get back to you. Pam, what else do you have to add to this? Talk about some of the other things going on. We have the auctions and all that happening as well.
Correct. So the doors are going to open at 11:30 this year. We have Huday, who will be there from 3 to 5. We have Mr. Redleg, who will be there from 2 to 4. And then, of course, we will have our magician there to help entertain the kids in the crowd. We have a silent auction that we'll have there this year, as we've had in the past, along with Split the Pot. And then we will also have some recognition of our other program, which is our work program. The work program are our adults who we have taught working skills to, who are now currently out working in the community and in integrative employment. So we have some of our folks who got jobs this year with Nothing Bundt Cakes, CVS, Gabby's Cafe in Wyoming, which is fantabulous. If you haven't been out there for food, they're a huge supporter. So we have all that going on, along with the legends that'll be showing up, the special guests that Dave and Ken have organized. And then, of course, we have fantastic food. We will have a limited menu from Lori's Roadhouse. Nothing is over $15 on this limited menu. If you want to order from their regular menu, you're welcome to do so. But the limited menu is geared towards family and friends for a great day so they can experience it all day long. And we can't thank Lori's staff enough.
You got it down, man.
What?
You got it down. You've got your handle on this, I can tell. So that's
one major thing, Pam. Will there be adult beverages?
Absolutely, they will be adult beverages. We need to stop by the Tito's bar this year, friends. That's where you're going to want to have some adult time over there. We're going to have some special things over there for adults. But yes, there's always beverages available. No doubt.
And I think, aren't we going to have some Kenny's Day Drinking Lager there too?
We might just have some Kenny's.
Well, okay, there we go.
That.
You know what, Ken? I have a 6-pack of that in the fridge right now. I should have brought one in for the show today, but yeah, that's an awesome adult beverage. If you guys want to try it, Kenny's.
Will there be any brown liquor for Billy and me?
There will absolutely be bourbon.
There we go.
And Johnny too.
Kenny's got a bourbon bottle, so we're good there too.
All right, just checking.
I think we're going to be in good shape at this event. So let's sum it all up today, guys. Obviously, Autism Rocks, February 19th. Doors open at 11:30. Tickets are on sale now as we speak. And where can they get tickets, Pam?
They can get tickets at www.kenandersonalliance.org, or they are also available at Lori's Roadhouse. And 1/3 place would be Eventbrite.
Okay. Eventbrite, Lori's Roadhouse, ticket office, and www.kenandersonalliance.org for your ticket needs. $25 for adults, $15 for kids. And by the way, that I'm saying it now, magician you talked about. The magician last year wowed my grandson who came to the event. He thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. You know, and I want to remind people, don't think you're going to walk up to the door and buy a ticket necessarily, because this thing, we have a lot of people coming, and these tickets go pretty quick.
They do. So get them early, get them while you can. And Ken, what else you got to share with us today? Your words of wisdom here. We're not going to talk football. We said we didn't have enough time to talk football because he could talk all day about that.
Well, you know, I was kind of hoping that Saturday I was going to be, and this weekend making plans to go out to Arizona, at the beginning of the week. But that's not there. So I can throw all of my energies into going out to Autism Rocks. But, I can't stress enough what a great day it is. And then, this was, like I said, last year was our first year at Lori's Roadhouse. I wasn't able to go because of back surgery. Excited to see the new menu, or the new venue, and the new menu out there as well, Pam. So this is going to be a great day. And like I say, please come out and support our mission and have a great time on the 19th.
Absolutely. And it will be a great time. I'm honored to be one of the MCs for this event, and we're going to have a lot of fun with everybody. I'm going to get to introduce some of these wonderful bands. Johnny Fink, anything you want to add before we go today?
No, I'm ready to go. I'll see you all there.
All right, Billy Rock.
Billy Rock is ready to rock.
John Michael.
We're ready to crank up the watts.
Wow, that's a shameless plug. DJ Dave. DJ Jazzy Dave. You got anything to add?
Yeah, I would like to add one last thing. This year is Parker's 18th birthday, 11 days after the event. So please come out and celebrate his birthday with us at this event too.
Yes, Parker's an amazing young man. If you haven't met him, come meet him at Autism Rocks, guys. He'll be there. He's usually front and center and running the thing, man. So we'd love to have you there to see him. Pam, anything else you have to add before we go today?
I just want to remind everybody we will be at Lori's Roadhouse on February 9th, not Lori's, my bad. Bell and the Bear on February 9th, kicking off the 10-day countdown with Karis, and hopefully all you guys will be out there. We know that's a great night on Thursday night, but Ken's joining us this year, so I guarantee you another night you're going to remember.
I look forward to joining you there and having one of those adult beverages on Thursday night, the 9th, and right into a 10-day countdown till Autism Rocks. February 19th, everybody, Lori's Roadhouse, 11:30. The doors open. Get your tickets in advance. KenAndersonAlliance.org or Lori's Roadhouse ticket office or on Eventbrite. You can look it up there. Thank you all for joining me today, guys. It's been a pleasure to have you here in the Brady Bunch Squares. It has.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, everybody.
Next time, everybody. Until then, I want you to keep in mind, we'll be back with you tomorrow here at All Around Town Radio, live with who's playing out in the tri-state, the best musicians and venues out there for you. Coming your way tomorrow live at 5. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Scott Hall, your host. Goodbye.
Everyone enjoys getting out of town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to All Around Town Radio.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show. I flip on the poker face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man on there into the music scene.